Everyone had dropped everything. The same expression was on every face, the same question in every mind. How could a woman with so much success, fame, wealth, and beauty end her own life? No one wanted to believe it, because everything Meryl had was everything others dreamed of. People simply couldn't accept the fact that life had lost its meaning for her. Actor Marlon Brando once spoke about Marilyn Monroe's death, saying, "Marilyn wasn't the person she appeared to be. Behind that cheerful face was a fragile, wounded, and deeply traumatized soul. When she ended her life at the age of 36, her death inevitably gave rise to countless conspiracy theories. Was Marilyn silenced because of her connection to John F. Kennedy? Was it murder? No, it wasn't. Marilyn had intentionally taken her own life. People, unable to come to terms with this reality, clung to theories that she had been murdered. They believed Marilyn was nothing more than the image they saw on the screen. But when we look into her past and the world inside her mind, the pieces of this tragic ending start to make sense. Marilyn Monroe was born on June 1st, 1926, in Los Angeles. Her father was absent and missing. Her mother, Gladys, suffered from severe mental illness and spent most of her time in psychiatric hospitals. Just 2 weeks after Marilyn was born, Gladys realized she couldn't care for her and gave her to a foster family. Throughout her childhood, Marilyn changed foster homes 12 times and also spent time in an orphanage. During this period, she endured a deep trauma that would stay with her for life. She was sexually assaulted by a neighbor in one of the foster homes. She believed the people she lived with were her real family, calling them mommy and daddy. But one day, her foster mother told her the truth. "Don't call me mother. Your real mother is coming tomorrow." When Marilyn met her biological mother, she felt neither warmth nor love. Her father remained a complete void in her life. Marilyn filled that emptiness by creating dreams. Once, she imagined for a whole week that her father visited her in the hospital, proudly looking at her, kissing her forehead, and saying, "I'm proud of you." During her childhood, Marilyn was introverted and lonely. No one ever invited her to their home. The only bond she formed was with a stray dog she met on her way back from school. However, one day a neighbor killed the dog with a scythe, leaving a deep wound in her heart. She hated the orphanage and school. At that time, the only way for a young girl to escape those places was to get married. At 16, she married James, a 21-year-old neighbor. However, this marriage turned out to be a complete disappointment, as they had nothing in common. Meanwhile, Marilyn worked at a factory. One day, a photographer visiting the factory asked to take her pictures. His interest and compliments helped her gain self-confidence. She started modeling and discovered her love for stage lights and attention. However, her husband James disliked her modeling career. Marilyn dreamed of becoming an actress. At 21, she divorced James. She began to land small film roles, but realized she needed to work on her appearance and talent. She underwent cosmetic surgeries, took acting lessons, and improved her speech. By the age of 28, she had reached the peak of her career and proven herself. She started a romance with superstar baseball player Joe DiMaggio and eventually married him. However, Joe grew jealous of Marilyn's fame and the attention she received from other men. The famous skirt-blowing scene in The 7-Year Itch caused irreparable damage to their relationship. Joe even physically abused Marilyn at times, and they divorced after 9 months. At 30, Marilyn married renowned playwright Arthur Miller. Arthur was one of the rare people who could see the deep scars inside her. Yet over time, even Arthur began to feel ashamed of her. Marilyn was devastated when she read what Arthur had written about her in his diary. Their marriage ended nearly 6 years later. This divorce deepened Marilyn's already existing depression. She began to suffer from health problems. A cyst was found in her uterus. She had severe sleep issues, and she became heavily dependent on painkillers and sleeping pills. She was isolated in a psychiatric clinic for a while and pleaded for help through letters. Her ex-husband, Joe DiMaggio, intervened and got her released. By the age of 36, Marilyn Monroe was battling both drug and alcohol addiction. On August 5th, 1962, she died from an overdose. Her life was a story filled with tragedies.